All right, here with ring announcer Stephen Peios. Steve, a massive fight, this one on the Gold Coast this week. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, going to be absolutely huge, Jai. It's one that I'm really looking forward to. We just did the Q&A today, and there was some real tension on the stage there because you've got someone in Opetaia who's just got this mentality that I'm almost a little bit scared up there. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it's scary to be around someone who's so focused, in a positive way, of course, but he's got this mentality of just being a killer. Like he wants to get in there. I've never seen someone who's treating it so BAU. It's almost like he's getting up to go and work in the office, getting up to drive a taxi, whatever it is. This is his job, as he says, and he's so focused on getting it done that just looking into his eyes is quite scary. But I mean, that's something that's a pleasure for us to be around, to enjoy during fight week. On the other hand, Nyika is very, as he talks about himself, he's the nice guy. He's someone who's, you know, been through all the battles, and he's going to use that scaredness, I guess, he talks about in the ring. So for me, it's a fascinating, style matchup as well. I think Jai's become a guy who loves to come forward. He loves to throw his right jab and then throw those big overhand lefts. And then you've got David Nyika, who's quite technical in what we've seen. He's a fit guy. He's been able to move around a lot of opponents. So I think the style in the fight's amazing. And where you'll see them come together is their fitness. And that was something I was very keen to talk about today, was they're both unbelievably conditioned athletes. So if they do go deep, and as Jai talks about going 12 rounds for a massive war, what does that mean for both of their tanks, after 10 rounds, with 2 to go, hitting each other in the head? So, mate, I could talk about it all day. I guess I'm very excited.
Massive investment here for Riyadh Seas and Eddie Hearn, Tasman Fighters. Talk about the event. This is a massive event for Australian boxing for the Gold Coast. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well asked, and mate, to be honest, it's got the feel of a proper world title fight. Now, you know that when it comes to these massive events and what they do in Saudi Arabia, I was a little bit of a part of, not working, but a part of what they did in Los Angeles back in July, August at the Riyadh season card there. And, for a fight that was on the weekend, things started on Monday and Tuesday, and it's got that real feel here. We're here on Saturday, then you've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to do this with you every day, I hope, mate. We'll talk about everything that happens day upon day. But, yeah, to answer your question, it's got a real feel of a world title fight. Everyone's excited. I've never seen a crowd, I don't know about you, but I've never seen a crowd pump up in just a Q&A on day one. Obviously, we've got the workouts coming tomorrow. We've got all the other wonderful things, weigh-in. We've got more wonderful VIP Q&As and events coming up Tuesday, Wednesday. So in terms of the feel, it's something I'm myself focused in on, like Jai, of doing the best job to promote the show and promote Australian boxing, which is what we're all here for on the world stage in a sport that we love very much.
Opetaia fans might remember you from that famous win against Maris Bradis. How do you look back on that night also here at the Gold Coast?
I look back on that as being one of the biggest gooses in world boxing, doing an and still that went for about 12 seconds for Opetaia, and it went on forever. But look, it added a bit of theatre to it, and for me it was a big moment knowing that for Australian boxing we had a new world champion that night. In Opetaia with his broken jaw in one of our great Rocky moments. So for me, I got fond memories of it. It was a marquee moment for not only me, but for Australia, for Jai, to be back in the same venue, the same destination, with the same people here, people such as yourself having a great time. So, I can really feel the intensity behind it. My memories of that night are just of something special happening, 12 rounds of the best cruiserweights in the world going at it, and like I said, you've got to have a bit of a laugh at yourself. I mean, just that Ant Stills was one of the greats in a good way, but a bad way as well. So it was something I get a lot of joy and thrill and respect out of, and I hope that we get to hear the Ant Still for Jai, or if it's David Nyika that gets the Anu, well, he'll deserve it, because Opetaia is a pure beast at the moment, mate. So the feeling for us, I think, we're excited to be here for Fight Week and to hang out and to enjoy ourselves and to be a part of what's a big week for Australian boxing.
Big things happening in Australian boxing. We saw DAZN by News Corp share and Foxtel. We've seen you on the No Limit cards on Foxtel. We're seeing you on these shows. You must be excited to get out there and sort of do all the shows here domestically, and then look overseas as well. We know you do your Fifa stuff overseas. So you must be excited for that.
Look, I'm grateful for you to recognise that, and for me it's something that, just like the boxers but in a different way, I've worked very, very hard to be at this point, Jay. Like, you know what I mean? I treat everyone with the most respect. I treat the fighters with all the respect they deserve, and try and put a little anecdote on there for them that they can walk away from a fight and go, thanks for that little touch in my language or whatever the case may be, revving the crowd up for me. So for me, it's something that, I've worked very hard to be here. Like my ultimate goals are to get the best out of Australian boxing, to get the best out of our fighters, to get all of you guys pumped up in the media and promote the work that you're doing, and for us to all enjoy the journey. So for me, like, in terms of what DAZN buying sort of Foxtel main event, I really don't know what that means, genuinely speaking, moving forward. I don't know what that means, but, for me, it's exciting to be able to continue to do, these massive shows on DAZN, to be a part of, what No Limit are doing on main event and everybody else. So for me, I'm extremely excited, and I know that it's something that I'll look to continue to promote. So, I'm really happy about it, and as you say, thanks for the noticing. But doing FIFA World Cups is massive. And for me, I know I want to get on Riyadh season cards in Saudi Arabia. I want to work for Eddie, as someone to even back up Diamante to start with, in the Matchroom Stakes. But you still got Buffer, you got Jimmy Lennon, all the greats of the game. So for me, I'm really excited about it, and I hope I get those opportunities to shine like I have in Australia. And I'm grateful, for the promoters here giving me the chance, and for you giving me the chance as well.
Just give us one quick rendition of the opening there you got there, mate.
For Jai or for the fight itself?
Just your stick at the start. Just give us a little.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody here in the Gold Coast and those watching around the world, live on DAZN pay-per-view, the boxers are pacing and the time is now. So Gold Coast, let me hear you say we are ready. 12 rounds for the IBF and Ring Magazine Cruiserweight Championship of the world. I know you got better things to do than me, so I'll let you go.
Legendary, mate. Catch up later in the week.
Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate it.